And we are rolling. Hello, everyone, and welcome to episode 49 of the Badminton Experience. This is a little bit different than usual when we do these podcasts. It will be a little bit shorter, but it's simply because this is an emergency podcast. Because it's not very often we have a World Tour winner on the episode, or like it's not that often that one of the hosts are actually winning a World Tour event, but it happened today.
Mm.
Anders, you won the Korea Open, so first of all, just like huge congrats. It must be such a nice feeling.
Thank you very much, my friend. That is correct. I'm sitting here with the
Yes.
with the gold medal. It's been a very long time since I've had one of these. 2.5 years since I last won the World Tour Finals. So it's been way too long. But I'm so happy to finally be back on the top of the podium. And yeah, it feels absolutely amazing. I played a very good tournament.
Hmm.
Believed that it could happen. And yeah, and it did. So I'm so thrilled that I can bring a gold medal to the badminton experience. Not just bring some great guests, but as you mentioned, one of the hosts actually bringing home a title. So yeah,
It's
it's
amazing.
amazing.
It's amazing. So, and we know next week Aaron Chia is going to win because he said he wanted to win Japan Open. We had him on as a guest, and now this week you. So it's great times to be a part of the badminton experience. But
There's
let's
something magical about the badminton experience, I'm sure. I actually
sure.
I've been meeting a bunch of people out here, some fans that says that they are a huge fan of the podcast, and I also received a bunch of messages on social media from fans saying that they really enjoy the badminton experience and stuff. So it's awesome. So to the people watching, thank you so much. That is definitely why we do this.
Hmm.
We don't have an income or anything on this podcast or anything. It's just because we enjoy to do it, and maybe the merch will blow up someday. I mean, you can see
Yeah.
we are both
Yes.
both rocking it,
Yeah.
but for
Yeah.
now, it's more profitable to win some tournaments.
Yeah, definitely, definitely. Yeah, you got a nice price check there this time, so you shouldn't be complaining too much for the next couple of months, but you will have spent the money in a few months, I guess.
I'll spend it all just next week in Japan.
Yeah,
I plan to go crazy in on the sushi and stuff, and maybe some shopping as well. So
yeah, I think that's well deserved. You said something before that leads me into a nice place to start, actually. You said that you believe that it could happen, and I think the most logical question to that is like, where does that belief come from? You just come from a big, big disappointment at the European Games where you lost in the group stage. So like, where did that belief come for this week where you had a pretty tough draw? You played many world class players on your way to the title. So like, where does that belief come from in you?
I don't think I was thinking about going all the way and claiming the title in the early stages of the tournament. I think I was just confident in every single match that I could win the task that was in front of me. But yeah, I don't know. I mean, I don't even think 1 second about the European Games, to be honest. I I kind of know that I wasn't really close to my highest level, so it didn't really affect me at all in terms of my confidence. I was actually I was still running high on the Singapore
Mm,
tournament, perhaps, and also I've gained confidence from All England earlier on the year, so I've proven at a few occasions this year that I've been heading in the right direction post my injuries and stuff. So yeah, I don't know. I was just excited to play this week. Every single match, I was really looking forward to get on court and test myself against some very good players.
mm,
And I think me and my coach Joachim, we kind of had this approach that Japan is actually the main goal in this on this trip. That is a Super 750, and this is a Super
mm.
500. So we just joked around all the time, like this is a free match. Let's just go in, enjoy it. Let's just give it all we got. If we lose, it's fine because then we are more prepared for Japan. And
Mm.
if we win, then okay, maybe we'll consider going for the title or something like that. So
So it's
yeah,
kind of a
I think
win-win no matter what.
exactly. It was just a win-win no matter what, and I was in a relaxed, calm mindset, and
Mm.
just excited to play. And yeah, it's been a fantastic week.
Do you think that's why you also managed to come back against Nishimoto? You were down like was it 17-10 or 18-11, something like that in the third game, right?
Yeah, I think it was 17-11. So what
Mm.
one thing that I think I've succeeded with during this week, or we have, me and my coach, is to find some ways to win the matches, even though certain things didn't really work out.
Mm.
So against Nishimoto, it was really about the service situation in the end of the third game. Um, yeah, that really like changed the momentum suddenly, that I was, yeah, just able to really control the rallies from the service situation, and he was getting
Mm.
very very tense in the end.
Yeah, yeah, that was
Um,
obvious when you. I was watching it on TV, and it was very obvious. Like for each point you won, he just got more and more tense, and like in the end,
yeah,
yeah, I felt like you had all the momentum.
and I sensed that. So even though I was really really under big pressure, I felt
Mm.
like if I can stay in the game here and not make any mistakes, I have a chance to get this win, even though I was down a lot, as you mentioned.
Yeah.
Um, but also in the final today, and in the semifinal yesterday, certain things wasn't really going my way, and I had to like redirect my game plan, and do some different moves in order to get the win. And I think
Mm.
that's been something that I've been able to succeed with during
Mm.
this week, is to like be able to adapt to the situation, and solving the puzzle in front of me. Today I was really struggling with. I think my reactions were slow, and I felt a bit heavy on court, and I was almost getting flashbacks to Singapore Open final against Ginting,
Mm.
because Lo and Ginting definitely has some similarities in terms of their speed and their
Yeah.
power. And I was just not able to stand in the defense at all
Mm.
against Lo today, and I wasn't either against Ginting in Singapore. Um, so, but somehow I managed to yeah, make some tactical changes, and
Yeah.
yeah, and it worked out.
Can you try and talk us through that first game because you started off very well. You came out with like a 5-1 lead, and I think you were also up 8-4, and then you end up losing 21-11 from there. So like, what changed around that time 8-4, and also what changed then in the second game for you in terms of tactics?
I think I was my lifts were not really good, and I was making lifts at the wrong times,
Hmm.
and he was just smashing it down on me all the time. So we were playing a little bit. I ended up making a poor lift, and then he just smashed it down.
Yeah.
And Yeah, I think that was that in the first game, and it was just my awareness wasn't really there. So even though I said to myself, don't do this or don't do that, then during the rallies, I ended up in those exact situations. So it was kind of like my awareness, that
Hmm.
got better over time. So
Yeah.
and in terms of the tactics, Low has an incredible defense. He's really really good when you hit with power. So I
Hmm.
think I managed to play a bit softer downwards, and yeah, that worked out quite well. But also just stay in the rallies and be more aware of when is he going to make his change of pace,
Yeah.
and try to avoid giving him the opportunity to do that.
I think it was definitely also clear to see when I was watching on TV that in the second game, the quality of your lift, as you said, was so much better because he started like first of all he couldn't hit a lot of winners, but he also started committing a lot more errors because he was searching for the winner still, even on the good quality from you. So it was yeah very obvious to see that difference at least. I just
But
also
I
felt.
but but I had the feeling during the match that this is a very weird match, and it's not
Mm,
it's actually not also a really good match. I mean, I think both of us were making many mistakes on situations where it didn't really make any sense. So I was feeling that that I had kind of an off day, and I felt like he was a bit tense as well
mm,
because he definitely made some mistakes where I was like, that's a bit weird.
mm,
So,
yeah,
but I actually asked him after the match whether he was nervous as well because I had that feeling that both of us were quite nervous and therefore the game was quite weird. It was like a few rallies just with some easy mistakes from one of us, and
mm,
then there were some very good rallies, some very intense rallies, and then we went back to like making some mistakes again, and then something crazy happened again. It was a very weird dynamic on the court today.
yeah. I also didn't have the feeling after the two first sets that it was like a high quality match. I definitely feel like both semifinals were played at a much higher level. Actually, I was watching both his match against Naroka and yours against Shiuki, which I think was an amazing match to watch. But I still felt like in the third game it was so intense today, and I think obviously it's also because of what is at stake. So it's a Super 500, it's a big title, both for you but also for Loken Yu. Even though he's a former world champion, he hasn't won a lot of tournaments either. So yeah, I think the intensity really made it a cool match to watch in the third game. Um, Now that you mentioned like weird mistakes, there's one rally that I know that I want to hear about, and I know the fans also want to hear about, and I'm sure you already know which one it is. At 13-12 in the final game, like he's gaining momentum. I think he's won 4 or 5 rallies in a row, and then you play a pretty long, intense rally, and he ends up missing like a very easy winner. Like what was it you did on that final shot where you get it over somehow? Like what
Yeah,
were you thinking?
I mean, I don't know how I managed to get that one back. I remember I was rushing the net trying to make a spin, and then he was able to lift it over me, and I was like, I couldn't get I couldn't get to the shuttle, so I somehow like turned around and played it with the backhand. And that was kind of crazy that I got it back, but
Okay.
still he could have finished it like just playing it back over. He didn't even needed to kill it. He could just play it back like this with like an underhand stroke.
Hmm.
Because I was just walking out of the court. I was just looking back, and I saw that he hit it into the net, and I was like, "Wow, that is a huge gift at this moment in the match." The score was 13-12, and as you mentioned, he had just won like 4 points in a row.
Hmm.
So I mean, it was
Yeah.
such a crucial moment, and I mean, I cannot believe that I ended up winning that rally. It's crazy in so many ways. It's crazy that I got it back, but it's also crazy that he didn't just finish it.
Yeah.
Yeah,
Do
that was
you
insane.
know what I was thinking when I saw it?
No.
I was thinking back to the time where you asked me if you were like the most unlucky player in the world, and I was like, now he's getting all the luck back. So like in
Yeah,
this final, he's getting the small bit of luck that you need sometimes.
but I will say that I've definitely been lucky throughout the whole week. There's been many occasions, both on the court, but also not on the court, where I've been feeling like very lucky. So we walk out of the mall, and there's a taxi there for us. There's one taxi every single day for us, and I mean, I know there's other players that has been standing there waiting for taxis for 25 minutes and stuff, and it's just like we've been
Yeah.
joking around during this week that we got the luck with us here in this town, Yeosu. It's a I don't even know if that's how you pronounce it, but it's a
It's your lucky place.
weird.
I also
It's a weird place. Joachim said one of the first days, let's just win here in Yeosu and never ever come back.
yeah, well, you have to come back next year if it's the same place and you have to defend your title. I remember like
Yeah.
one lucky one against Shiyuki as well. I'm sure you know. I remember that one as well, where you're hitting the net where it's on the way out, right? And because it hits the tape, it goes in, and it's in the end of the second game as well, right?
It's at 19-18. It's
Yeah.
extremely lucky as well.
Yeah.
I made a very, very good shot right before that,
Mm.
just pushing him down to the corner, just like slightly disguised disguised it, and then I pushed it down into the corner. But then I
Mm.
stepped back a little bit. I was
Yeah.
thinking that he was going to try to hit it long. He played it short, and I made like a block on the net, and it was clearly on the way out of the court, but it got the tape, and then it ended right on the line, and you could see on my facial expression there that I was just like super happy and shocked at the same time. So
Yeah.
I've definitely had my bit of luck during this week.
Ah, that's cool. You also look a little bit confused, actually.
Right now.
So no, no, no. When you hit that shot, like you look confused if you were like should celebrate or like was it out or you look like you weren't
Yeah.
too sure what actually happened. So honestly, it's quite late where you are, and you are flying to Japan tomorrow. So just like one final question before I let you go. As I said, you are flying to Japan. So like, do you feel that you're already looking ahead to that, or are you still enjoying your win, or like, yeah, do you have any thoughts about that? That it's pretty tough having to travel tomorrow, then play already Wednesday again, and as you said, Japan is maybe the biggest goal on this trip. So like, how do you reset from here? Is that even possible?
It's um it's it's a good question, because right now I feel like I'm so thrilled about this win, and
Hmm.
it's hard to imagine that I'm going to play again in two days.
Hmm.
I'm playing Wednesday. But yeah, for now it's just like I'm just enjoying the moment. And yeah, I'll just take it like one day at a time, and then I believe I'm going to be quite ready on Wednesday. I remember after when I was in the final in Singapore, just like 1.5 months back,
Hmm.
I was actually quite impressed with how rapidly I recovered during the next few days. And then I went on and played like a very long match against Kodai in Indonesia right after. So I'm confident that I will be just fine and ready to play in Japan. But I also think that, I mean, I've already achieved way more than I had hoped for on this trip to Korea and Japan. So I feel like I can play
Hmm.
like just
With no
just just
pressure.
doing with no pressure, just doing my best, and sometimes that can lead to some good stuff as well. So that's definitely the goal. But I'm really looking forward to Japan. I love Japan. I love the culture, the food, everything. We talked about this on the last episode with Aaron. So yeah, I'm really looking forward to going to Japan.
You should go there and eat some sushi for me now that I'm not going this year. So please go to Sushi Can and have a bit extra for me.
I will have a lot extra. I'm still going to celebrate this win whole next week, no matter how it goes there. So I'll
That's,
I'll uh, I'll eat a lot.
that's good to hear. That's good to hear. Anas, thanks so much for taking some time out for our fans before you are heading to bed. You are now
This was good. This
a
felt like
2023 World Tour winner. Amazing, amazing. And Korea Open winner. It's been a while since a Dane won Korea Open, I think. Or did Victor win it? I don't remember actually. Maybe he did.
I'm
He probably
I'm
did.
actually not I'm not sure about that.
No, me neither. But I
Um
know both Peter, Gator, and Kenneth won it because it's like it is a happy hunting ground for Danes. Actually, the men's singles title in Korea. I remember that. It's one of the few Kenneth actually won.
It's interesting. I mean, I'll take it no matter where it is. I'm super happy
Yeah,
just to win again. And but it's been a fun week down here in the very down south of South Korea. I was in Seoul a few days just when we arrived in Korea, and that was a amazing place as well. I think I think I would have preferred if we played in Seoul, just
mm,
because it's so much. I mean, it was a lot of travel to get to Yeosu. you had to arrive in Seoul and then take a train or a bus or something down south, and it was like a long trip for many players. So it would have been better if we played in Seoul just to make it more easy
Convenient.
for the players.
Yeah.
But I enjoyed it. I'm super happy, and it was nice to feel like a guest on my own podcast.
Yeah.
So
Oh, that's
thank
good. If you
thank
win
you.
again next week, I'll invite you again.
But this also means that the next episode is going to be our 50th
Yeah.
episode.
Like
That's
yeah,
crazy.
like an anniversary, basically.
It is.
Yeah. Yeah. We better celebrate with another win, a 750 event. So either you or Aaron, I don't care. Any of you, that will be good.
Or maybe we can get a guest that either won this week or is going to win next week. We'll
Yeah.
we'll
Let's
we'll have
try.
to wait and see.
Yeah, let's try. So, guys and girls, thanks so much for watching. Remember to subscribe to the channel and write a comment down below. Please congratulate Anders. That's very obvious. You have to do that today. And yeah, follow us on Instagram and wish Anders good luck next week in Japan. Good luck, Anders, and we'll be in touch.
Thank you very much, Hans Christian, and thank you so much to everyone watching, listening, and also just to everyone supporting me throughout this week. It's been fantastic. We can talk a little bit more about the week and all the other events, categories, and stuff next time we talk. But this was just, as you said, an emergency podcast because it's rare that one of us wins anything these days. So
See you.